Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. We were gone last week because Carter was on spring break. He made some friends at the beach
I did. I made friends.
and broke his toe, so that's awesome.
I did break my toe. Yeah, we can talk about that. I don't know if I actually broke it, but it really hurts, and it looks like it's broken. So,
You should probably go get that checked out.
no, I don't need to. I'm fine.
Yeah, but so he was gone last week, so we didn't have any episodes out, but we're back now, so woohoo. Today we are discussing something super interesting in my personal opinion. It's this growing thing that Elon Musk has done, and it's called Neuralink. And what it is so these are Elon Musk's words in a tweet. Is the first Neuralink product will enable someone with paralysis to use a smartphone with their mind faster than someone using thumbs. Later versions will be able to shunt signals from Neuralinks in brain to Neuralinks in body/motor sensory neuron clusters, thus enabling, for example, paraplegics to walk again. The device is implanted flush with skull and charges wirelessly, so you look and feel totally normal. This is technology of the future, but
Yeah.
I just hear your opinions before I start.
Well, okay. I think I sent a post about it to Andrew over Instagram, and I was like, Neuralink is going to go either really well and be a great thing and help a ton of people and be super useful, or it's going to be the start of the apocalypse, and there's no in between. I feel like, dude, like every movie makes a disaster over the brain chips and shit. Like, it's embedded deep in people's minds. They're like, oh, don't let the government put chips in your brain because they're gonna be able to control you, which could happen. I mean, if they're gonna be able to allow someone to walk again, they could probably allow them to they could probably control their movements if it evolved. But I don't know. I think Elon Musk is generally a good person, and I don't think he would do that. But once he's gone, it might go downhill.
See,
I don't know though.
In movies, the government I've seen multiple movies where these types of projects are funded by one scientist or whatever, and then the government takes over and wants to use it as a different purpose. Now,
like a weapon.
That is in movies, which is completely different from real life, but I feel like it is a slight possibility, so he'd have to be careful. But yeah, like what you were saying is Elon Musk, great guy, funny person, he's just trying to help everybody, and I think that this product especially it will literally change how people will live their lives. Having people with paralysis being able to walk again, and not only that, but use smartphone. So let's say your hands are you have paralysis in your hands or whatever.
Yeah.
Your hands. This product will allow you to use your smartphone wirelessly, by the way, use your smartphone by just thinking about it, which is absolutely incredible. So it literally changes how these people with these severe disabilities are able to live their lives. And I think that is just absolutely incredible, because people have been working on this types of stuff for years, and,
nobody's gotten close.
Exactly. And then Elon Musk comes out a couple days ago, 4/8/21, and says, hey, look, we've got this product, and it's going to be able to help people with these problems. And I think that is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not just going to be just like paralysis. It's going to help. It's best as a computer in your mind, It's like C-3PO in your head. Literally, he knows everything. It's all the information from the web is right there in your head. It's going to make cheating in school so much easier. This stuff, I mean, hey, dude. I mean, listen. If it don't control us and turn us into, mindless weapons, I'm all for it, dude. Because it's going to help people. It's going to make life a lot easier. And, I mean, it could save lives. It really could. If someone's, dying, you can quickly Google in your head how to do CPR. CPR, save a life, dude.
It's going to be game-changing.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
if it doesn't control us.
Sorry, what were you saying? Yeah, that's true. But what you were saying about people in emergency situations being able to look up CPR and stuff? That's the cool thing about this, is that this Neuralink is not just built for the disabled. It can also be put into everybody else. I'm sure that's not its purpose at the moment, because it has priorities first. But once it becomes widespread and the funding gets better, I mean, this can be distributed to everybody. And their description in the Neuralink Twitter page says developing high bandwidth brain machine interfaces to connect humans and machines. This will allow so much opportunities to be opened up for just everybody, not just the people with these disabilities.
Yeah. You know, people are scared of, oh, like the government's going to be able to control me. Oh, I don't want chips put in my brain. But like, you're going to have to get a chip in your brain if you don't want to become obsolete. You know what I mean? But, and like, say like in 50 years, half the population has the chip in their brain, let's theoretically. The other half is going to be so far behind because they won't have access to that information. And who knows, by then it may give you other benefits, you know? So I feel like if you want to keep up with like, you know, life and the way the world's going, you're gonna have to get it if it becomes widespread, because who's the job gonna hire a guy with no Neuralink or a guy with a Neuralink who can look up information in a split of a second and has an IQ of like 2,000? You know what I mean? Who are they gonna hire? The guy with the Neuralink.
Yeah.
You know, like
Well,
you're gonna have to get one if it becomes too widespread.
Yeah, I 100% agree. But you know, there's the thing where, you know, this doesn't apply to me specifically. I don't know about you, but you know, some people's grandparents, you know, they're growing up in a completely different generation than we did, and so we're growing up surrounded by all this technology. And so obviously, my grandparents, I know, have like actually like followed the technology. You know, they have like iPhone 11, like all the new technology or whatever, which is great for them. But you know, some people still want to live where they were growing up. Like they don't want to move on with this new technology. While I respect that 100%, you live the way you want to live. But I do agree with the fact that you were talking about that, you know, you've got to move on with this new technology. And as we move into the future, this is going to become more available to everybody and the general public. And so you're just going to have to move on with that. And, you know, I personally don't mind, you know, I am not an anti-vaxxer. I think that these brain chips could help us more than hurt us. I think that now these are just my personal opinions. So if your opinion differs, I respect that completely. But I just think that this could help humanity and society as a whole more than it could hurt us. So
yeah,
I don't particularly worry about the government controlling this, because this Neuralink is funded by Elon Musk and his science division at the moment. So I think it's going to be an amazing thing. But, you know, obviously there's some people who most likely think differently, and they don't want brain chips in their brain because, you know, they feel like it's an invasion of privacy. But, you know, you got positives and the negatives, and, you know, you just got to decide which one is outweighs the other.
I mean, it's like Andrew said earlier, its main purpose right now is to help cure neurological conditions like Alzheimer's, dementia, or like spinal cord injuries. Because it's all blocked by nerves. Like if you can't move your fingers, it's your nerves, right? I'm guessing the Neuralink can go in and do something about that and fix that, I guess. I don't know exactly, but like,
so what it does is it doesn't cure paralysis. It doesn't allow you to move your fingers, but what it can do is so basically it connects to like technology. And let's say you have like a prosthetic arm, right? Those nerves you can still control your either a prosthetic arm to your full extent, or if you don't have one, let's go back to my example that I used earlier. If you have paralysis in your hands and you can't move your hands, the Neuralink will allow you to still connect your brain, like what you think, like your nerves and your sensory motor skills, be able to control what you look up on your phone, your computer, whatever. So that's incredible, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it could change the entire game of, you know, humanity, really. It's going to be, if this gets big enough, it'll be like a new Bronze Age, you know what I mean? Or a new Silk, you know? Like, it will really transport us to the future. People talked about, like, 50 years ago, oh, there'll be flying cars in 2020. Nah, bro, we got brain chips. We there. We're close. I think if people can get their hands on this technology in the mass numbers, like, humanity itself is just going to skyrocket up and into the universe and into different places that we never thought we could even go, because we're going to be able to process information so much faster. We're going to be able to, you know, learn information faster. We're going to be able to do everything better, faster, quicker, easier. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
gonna make life easier, I guess. But I mean, there's I could definitely see the other side to it, which is, oh, I don't want some shit in my brain, which I can completely agree with.
Mhm.
I don't want something going in my brain that I don't
Know
need.
completely what it is yet either.
Yeah, dude. But like, I feel like at this point, by the time it'll be for the mass public in the way that I think it's going to be, in the way that it'll be, again, to the mass public and more focused on like information and being able to Google shit and like all that crap. Like, I think it will, by then, there'll be so much information about out that like they're gonna have to make it safe, because there's too many people out there who won't even take the COVID vaccine because they don't know what's in it exactly, when all they have to do is do the research, you know? So there's always going to be people opposing it, but I think by the time that it's to the mass, I think it's going to be so widely accepted that you're going to have to get it to keep up.
Yeah. So, I mean, that is all fantastic points. I'm sure people are looking for evidence of this type of stuff because, they want to know, like, has it been tested on stuff or not? So they put this chip that we're talking about in a monkey. And at first, and there's a video in the Neuralink Twitter page that you can go click on. And it shows this monkey playing Pong, like the really old video game where the ball goes back and forth. It shows the monkey playing Pong without a controller, using its brain to control which, like direction that he wants the plank to go in. And so that right there, and it's 3 minutes and 28 seconds long. So if you want to go take a look at it, you can. But that's pure evidence that it's working to some extent. And the monkey has had no side effects that we know of, and it's being able to communicate with the technology and control things just like it said it was in the bio. It's able to do all the stuff that they said it was going to. So in my opinion, from monkeys, from an evolutionary standpoint, are very close to humans. So it's pretty much like you can take that exact same outcome and apply it to us. Now, obviously, humans are more intelligent as a species overall, but it's the same thing. It'll have the same result.
They're very similar to us on a, like Andrew said, an evolutionary standpoint, because there's science out there that we used to be monkeys, and we're not going to go into that because it's more like controversial stuff or whatever. But there's theories out there that we evolved from monkeys and stuff. And so we are. I mean, look at us. We're very similar to monkeys. Yeah. Like we have toes and fingers that we can move and control. We have 4 limbs. Monkeys kind of look like people in a way.
Not only that, but they behave like humans also. They can also understand sign language, multiple words at one time. And they're just overall one of the closest intellectual species compared to us, that and dolphins. So it's just dolphins have the inability to use fingers and hands and stuff like that. So that's why they used monkeys in these types of experiments. And, it's working fine on the monkey. It's absolutely incredible to watch. But so y'all should go check that out. It's number 14 on trending too, with 4.6 million views in the last 3 days.
It's big news.
It's incredible. But I think this new chip could literally shape the future and how humans not only interact with machines, but just curing these disabilities, not curing, but helping these disabilities, and making lives easier for people. I think it's absolutely nuts.
It's really developed, the whole idea of this. Like, people have been thinking, oh, what if we have brain chips? Life makes life so much easier. It really has evolved into an actual idea that can actually happen, which is sick. It's sick to think about. Like, it's a little bit worrisome sometimes, but it's sick, And I think that's what makes it so cool. People have been thinking about this for years, ages. Hollywood, all the movies based on this stuff, it's actually maybe coming true. Hopefully not the bad parts, but the good parts.
It's just absolutely incredible. And I'm looking on on their website here, and so I'm gonna read out this beginning paragraph here for you. So it says, if you are just joining us, in a 2019 white paper, we outlined the design of our novel electrodes and our unique surgical approach, along with preliminary electrophysiology obtained in a rodent model, so a rat. So they tested this on a rat first, which is usually what happens in these types of experiments. That generation of the Link had wired leads and a connector that protruded through the skin. So at this point, it wasn't wireless, and was an important platform for developing and validating our robotic surgical approach and our ultra low power custom application, specific integrated circuits for amplifying and processing neural signals. In 2020, we publicly shared our wireless version of this link that was able to stream 1,024 channels of action potentials, also called spikes, wirelessly and in real time. We demonstrated its functionality by recording touch signals in pigs exploring their environment. The electrodes were placed in a part of the brain involved in processing signals from the pig's exquisitely sensitive snout. As it snuffled about, the responses of the neurons to sensory cues could be readily observed. I mean, that's what started this, is they're basically taking these animals and seeing what the touch and the sensory neurons and how that affects the brain and how the brain controls it. And then they take that technology and that information and then they apply it to where we can distribute this to not only humans, but allow them to wirelessly connect with machines, look up anything they want, all this neural stuff. It's so cool.
Yeah, there's just so much potential like people can do with it. It's gonna unlock so many things for us. It really is, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens.
I mean, I'm definitely going to take a closer look at this and see what else I can find out, and we'll update you guys. Obviously, we want to follow this. This is really interesting. But that's all we know so far. I mean, to me right now, it's looking absolutely incredible. I mean, we're going to keep up with it, but I think this could be a huge leap forward. In what people are saying what the future is. Because, in the movies, they talk about how the future is, flying cars, futuristic building. I mean, Star Wars, what we're talking about. But I feel like this is the real first step towards this new era of technology. And not only that, but in the medical field as well. Like, it's crazy.
It is. And I mean, like I said, we're excited. We'll keep y'all updated.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude. I mean, that's it.
We might be getting the chips ourselves, not.
Maybe. Who knows? We'll see. Who knows?
We'll give a product review.
Unboxing.
An unboxing of the Neuralink, yeah.
I mean, hey, dude, probably that'll happen. Let's not put it past people.
I mean, it's always a possibility. Anything's possible, but this is just incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's gonna wrap it up for this episode, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed. This is more of just an informational type episode. Help yourself, go do some more research. We'll leave links to everything that we talked about in the description below. You want to go check it out. But thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye-bye.